got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.
All right, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run, and I am here with Mikey Kratzer. And I first became aware of Mikey Kratzer when he was doing a campaign for New Balance about 2 years ago. And I was like, who is this guy? He looks a little scary. And then I met him, and he's one of the sweetest guys I've ever met, which I always love. This is like the story of the Faster Bastards. People see our photos, and they're like, oh, wow, those guys look scary. And then you meet everybody, and you're like, they're the nicest people in the world. And that's been my experience with Mikey. So, Mikey, welcome to the show.
Hello. Yeah, I'm sorry for looking kind of intimidating.
Well, I mean, you're a big guy. You're covered in tattoos, piercings. You know, it's not like you have a welcome mat out for people to be like, hey, come up and talk to me. But then you see the smile. And the smile is very warm and welcoming. And honestly, like meeting you, there's a few people that I've met that almost immediately you feel disarmed by and comfortable around, and you're definitely one of those people. I think that's probably why people are drawn to you in the first place.
Thank you. That's good to hear. Yeah, usually I get along good with most people, so my quote is quite okay.
All right, let's start off with I kind of want to know a little bit of your origin story. Like, how did you get into running? And how did the New Balance stuff come into play, and where you live and all that? So I guess I'll start with, where are you based out of right now?
Yeah, it's outside of Nuremberg, close to where Adidas is. In the woods, where I live with 3 kids, my wife, and 7 dogs and a couple of chicken. And
wait a second, 7 dogs?
Yeah.
What do you feed them?
Pardon me?
What do you feed them?
It's just Trockenfutter in Germany. Just dog food.
Okay. I'm starting to realize why you travel so much. That's a lot. You got it home.
Yeah, usually I travel alone. That's the only bummer about having like literally a farm, is that usually we don't travel together to stuff like the marathons, but my wife also doesn't want to. So I get my fix getting to all the runs, and she has her farm here, so that's the trade-off.
All right, so you're outside Nuremberg, which, by the way, Nuremberg I thought was beautiful when we visited it. The reason we stayed there was because we were visiting Herzog and going over to Adidas. So
the only reason why people come on the Christkindlesmarkt, it's like either that or the other.
Yeah. I mean, beautiful little city and charming. But all right, so let's hear about your running. Like, did it start before the farm or after?
That definitely started before the farm. So I would, to make it short, I did cycle quite a lot when I was younger, and then just had kids and didn't have the time to cycle at the capacity that I would do before. And then running is just the easiest sport ever. You don't need to prep a lot other than to think of your shoes, which I one time forgot to bring to a race. So not that simple, but I just did it out of necessity for a while because I just didn't have the time to cycle, and then signed up with my stepdad to a 10K, I think 2013 or 14. And I suffered miserably. I think the 10K took me 55 minutes. And after that, I was like, all right, I tried this. I'd never have to go back to this. But then, you know the drill. You sign up for the next race. And then we signed up. It's called like the Winter Series. So it starts, I think, in November with a 10K, then a 15K in December, and a 20K in January. So we did that, and then everything just leapfrogged from there.
So you did get addicted maybe a little bit later in life. I find there's two kinds of people: the ones who start off in high school and do track and kind of follow it through its natural progression. Those of us who are like, in your case, coming in from cycling versus like in my case, I was just out of shape and needed something.
Yeah, but also in Germany, you don't have it implemented in school that much. It's more like soccer or handball or volleyball that you do
Team
in your
sports.
youth. But like athletics is really, we have one, like, or I don't know if they're still famous now, but back then, like LHC Quelle Fürth was like the track team in Germany. They had a big meet in the stadium and stuff every year. But I only got in touch with that through my grandma who did athletics before. But for me, it never coped that it could be something that I would want to do. It was like stuff that grandma did and where she dragged me to. And then I looked and saw, I think Haile Gebrselassie put on the 10K record in that stadium. And I was impressed, but it still didn't cope, like didn't spur any interest to transition. It was just like, yeah, he's just fast at running.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because when you say athletics, I know it's almost like football and soccer. Like I know the
Yeah.
rest of the world calls track and field athletics. And,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different, but yeah, so you didn't get inspired by that, but obviously you've gotten pretty hardcore into running at this point.
Yeah.
What's been the pull or the magnetism for you when it comes to running?
Just the simplicity, like whatever you do work-wise, if you travel for work, if you on a vacation with the family, you can always skip in a run. And I think there's not a lot of sports that you can casually weave into like day-to-day life. Like even just if you play soccer, you have to go there, you have to be there, then you socialize. Like it's just a whole thing. And if you just want to run, you don't have to, yeah, you just can get out at any point of the day, and there's no real rule set about it, like what a run is. Like if I just want to do 5K through my woods in 2 hours, like I can still consider that a run, and just the simplicity and availability of it was what drew me in. And then, of course, my competitive nature kicked in at some point.
And I wanted to start seeing if you could run faster than the next guy.
Exactly.
That's interesting to me. Like when you got that competitive nature, was it against other people or was it like you just wanted to see if you
No,
could
that
keep
was the
improving your
beauty
times?
about running. That was the beauty about running. In cycling, you kind of needed to have a team that like pulls you, and there's like, yeah, if somebody breaks in front of you and you don't get into the move, you wasted a lot of time and you could be the fittest on the day, but it wouldn't translate. And in running,
Yeah.
like, for example, I just did Berlin and I did it 2017, and the times still compare and it's only on me. Like, it was funny because this year my overall placing was way higher than last year, where I ran 12 minutes faster,
Fascinating.
which is crazy.
Well,
So there were just 1,000 people more that were faster than me, and it didn't like
that's great.
it's just wild. So that's why,
So wait, this year you ran it. This was one of the hottest years,
yeah,
probably on record. Like I
yeah.
was watching, there seemed to be a line of carnage, and I guess you're fast enough that you were in front of that line, but behind that line just seemed to destroy people.
Oh no, I tried to pace two friends, and yeah, so they wanted to still go like, yeah, 255-ish, which
Oof.
I thought was reckless if you do it the first time in this weather, but they train for it. And then, like, my opinion is always like you go for broke. Like, you train for it. Like, why would you save it and then just, like, not
Leave it
do
on the
it? But
table.
yeah, but they had, like, yeah, really rough days.
I can imagine. How did they end up?
I think, yeah, I lost Chet pretty early, like around 16, 17K. You could tell, like, he had another guy with him, and I was like, I think we should leave them alone. I think he needs to be in his cave. And then with Marcus, I was pretty confident that he could still nail it. But yeah, after 24, you could see him fade. And then I think just out of obligation, he tried to stay with me, and I was like, it's still a long way to the
Yeah,
finish.
that's halfway almost. Yeah.
Even if we go slower, like I don't like I think he needs to like find his own rhythm, and then I tried to talk him into getting to the 30K with me, and then you know like not walk but like slow down for him and like still have a decent time. But yeah, he was like, nah, he just needs his peace and quiet.
Let me guess,
And
they went over
then,
3.
oh, far over three.
It's a
Yeah,
bitch,
but it
man.
was just not the day. Like I ran 255 last year. I ran 238,
Oh wow.
and 255 felt so hard. Like
I can imagine. And
I
as a
was
bigger
so
runner,
destroyed afterwards. I was so
you're
done.
I don't know how you probably measure it in the metric system, but over here
Yeah.
you're like 6'2", 6'3".
Yes, 6 foot, 6 foot one, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were bigger, taller than that.
Nah.
And the heat, I think, affects the bigger guys a lot more than the smaller guys.
Yeah, I think at
So
some
it's
point you
really
just can't
impressive.
compensate anymore. Like I never drank that much in a marathon. It felt like a trail race at the end, where you
Okay,
just leapfrogging from aid station to aid
it stays
station,
it.
and then I drank like three three of those cups, which I never do. Usually you get one, you take a zip
One
over
toss it,
with
yeah.
it, go. That was like grabbing two, and then was like, oh yeah, I don't run for a time anyway. I can just chug them now and take another two, and then went
Oh,
on with
geez.
the race. But yeah, it was hard, and whoever got a PB that day has a lot left in them to probably go 10 minutes faster at a race that's not
So you're
that brutally
saying
hot.
you're saying Harry Styles has a shot at really killing it?
Definitely. 250 for
Yeah.
that guy then.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, that day looked really rough. But let's rewind a little bit here. And you've kind of been connected with New Balance, at least New Balance Europe, for a while
Yeah.
now. There was a big campaign on Run Your Way, and I saw you in Times Square on the billboards. I saw you just about everywhere I turned my head. There's Mikey on something. How did that happen?
I have no idea. It started with, I think we've been on a shoot with like Adidas Lifestyle for the 40-year anniversary of their factory in Flimby, England. And then I just connected with them, and I was wearing the District Vision Elite Ones back then. And one of the people working there did the Copenhagen half a couple weeks later, and then through that they sent me shoes and then asked me if I want to run London, and then just kept going and got tighter and tighter and tighter, and then yeah, and then I got an ambassador for them, and then they were like, "Yeah, no, you're an ambassador. Would you like to be like next to Action Bronson in the campaign?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm not gonna say no to that." But
do,
yeah,
do
just
you have you made like a real relationship with Action Bronson at this point?
I don't know. I hope he recognizes me when I'm gonna be in New York next time.
Are you going to be in New York this fall?
Yeah,
Oh, we'll be there again. Yeah. All
yeah.
right. Awesome.
Favorite
Yeah.
race.
So it is your favorite. I've never. You got to give me some tips. I've never had a good day there. I've run it 3 times. Every time has been a disaster
Yeah,
for
you
me.
have to put all your expectations out of the window. Like no, 2 years ago, like our whole group from Germany that traveled for the race, they all had a hard day because they
It was so
still
hot.
wanted to put down a
Yeah.
time. And I was just like starting super, like I think the first 2 miles was like 7:30 per mile, which is like not super fast. But,
Not super
and then
fast for
I,
you when you're going 2:38s.
yeah. So it was just like chilling. And then after that, I picked it up whenever it felt like it suits it. And then, yeah, there were so many people on the bridges working so hard where you could tell, like, it's never, like, they will fade. And one guy, I told him while I was passing him, like, just like save yourself
Submit.
for the downhill. And he found me after the race and was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy I found you because I didn't have to walk." Because he was like, "If I wouldn't have found you, I would have taken the last three bridges as hard as the first one and would
Yeah.
probably kill myself out there."
I think that's the thing about that course is that it's just so hilly and people don't get it because you think of New York, like if you visit New York, you walk
Yeah,
around, it seems flat,
yeah.
but you're
But
not
those
going over the
bridges are
bridges.
crazy. Every
Yeah.
time when I talk to somebody that's about to do it, I'm like, you say that you know about the bridges, but when you're in front of Arizona Bridge and you just look up it, you're like, this is not gonna happen. Like this is absolutely surreal.
I gotta tell you the one time where I was like really struggling, hitting the one in the near the Bronx, that one just
Yeah,
about destroyed me. I'm like one more, and then 33rd Street feels like a hike all the way up, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's an all uphill marathon. I know there's probably some downhill, but it feels to me like
Yeah,
a
Brooklyn
full
is
on
nice.
uphill.
After the bridge, you just cruise down the straight, like that's good. But yeah, you just don't like. I just want to run faster than 2 years ago. Like that's my only goal. But if it's not happening, it's not happening. I still think the crowds there are just crazy. And I was just like looking around and was like for us or Europeans, it's just like everything looks out of a movie. So you're just like,
Ah,
oh my God, like this is insane. And then you,
I get that. Like when we go Berlin, not so much. I didn't like. I didn't recognize a lot of except for the
yeah,
Brandenburg Gate. But the when you go through London for me, it's like that. When you go
yeah.
past Cutty
When you
Sark and
cross and go over the bridge, that
yeah,
gives me goosebumps every time. I'm just like, oh my God, the turn is coming. And then it
yeah,
opens up and you're like, fuck, I'm in a Disney movie.
exactly. Well, that's weird because like even when you say Disney movie, like I went to Venice and it looks like a set. Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, this not they're not that far off in Vegas, but yeah, I don't know. All right, so clearly is what's your PR? Because as a person who started later in life, you've really found a way to work your way into that sub elite
Yeah,
level.
238 something.
Okay,
But I'm currently trying to push that down a bit in Valencia then this
okay.
year. So
So
last year
when
said I didn't want to do any marathoning soon again because the training is just so hard. And then
uh huh.
the friends asked me to pace them, and I got decently fast again. And then I was like, yeah, maybe I
Yeah.
should work another 8 weeks and maybe reward myself. But
See, it's a lot. You're aligned to yourself. I'll take a break.
yeah,
I told myself previously that I wouldn't do 3 marathons in a year again.
yeah,
Yeah, or
me too. Now I
at
do
my
them in
height, I
one
was like
season.
did 4, and yeah, well, no, because I got injured, and I was like, okay, I learned my lesson. And this year, of course, I'm signed up for
Yeah.
multiple and an ultra. But so you're going back to Valencia. When is that? Is that after New York?
Yeah, December.
So
I
you're not?
skipped
Are
that
you not?
last year because I was just fatigued. Like I was like, I can't put in another 4 weeks of training after New York. And I was like, I got a PR in Berlin, which wasn't as fast as I wanted to, but also I don't want to invest another 4 weeks for Valencia. And then
So
there were those floodings and everything last
oh
year,
yeah,
and it was really uncertain if we're about to go. And then I was like, I'm not putting hard work in, and then we're not going. And then I'm
yeah.
like the fittest ever in December. Like it's such a weird time to be super fit.
That's when you should have gone and run CIM. The
Yeah,
so are you going to run New York this year? Is like a training
yeah,
run,
yeah. Yeah, it's a
so it won't be a
great
full out
training run
effort.
because Valencia will feel super easy because it's so
Yeah.
flat.
So when you say that you're going to do a training run in New York, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I have my like a pace written down. I'm gonna take the first 15K like relatively easy and then like pick it up progressively till the end, and then probably the last 5K after the bridges will be at marathon pace ideally, and then we should come in around like 2:45 E405,
Oh, that's
which
so
would
beautiful
beat.
that is a easy training run for you. Like that's insane.
I
You
don't
realize
know if
that?
it will be easy. I don't know if it
Okay.
will be easy. But also, I just did a 2 by 8K training run this morning here, and it looked like it's supposed to be like between 330 per K and 340. And I just did a hard workout yesterday and I was like, I'm never gonna get through this. And I was like, fine, like if I don't get through it, it's cool. But then I was done and was like, oh my God, like something's happening right now. So I'm pretty
Oh, geez.
confident that um yeah, it'll work out. Like I didn't look at my training from last year, but I feel definitely better than last year, which I never thought I would because last year was pretty prime.
So, and here's a crazy thing. You said you were in cycling before. I don't know if it was pro cycling or
No,
what, but do you feel like you wasted an opportunity? Like, because now, I mean, how old are you now?
40.
Yeah, you're 40
Yeah.
and you're hitting better numbers than you have in your entire life. And
Yeah.
you're having these great workouts, which I love. And I think maybe there is a little bit of people who start later have a longer window to
Yeah.
get it. But do you ever wish that like, oh, geez, if I had started in my 20s?
I think I did for some time, but then also like I kind of made li running still like my job in a way, which is crazy to say. Like when I started running with like 27 or 28, everybody said that I'm pretty late in it. And now it's like 12 years later and I'm still progressing. So
And they're
maybe
gone.
it's good that maybe it's good that I didn't start so early because you don't wear out so fast and you just
Yeah.
train a bit smarter, maybe.
I don't know about smart. I think you probably still make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
At least I did. But you never like you so you've avoided injury and stuff like that?
For the most part, like I don't think I had anything crazy. Like, you have those niggles every once in a while, but
No
I never had
fractures,
any.
no hip stuff,
No,
nothing. Oh,
no,
you're a very
I,
fortunate man.
yeah. No, I
I mean,
really
that's
like
crazy.
from skateboarding. I had a lot of stuff back then when I did skateboard in my youth. Like I tore my patella, which is probably the most significant
Mm,
injury because then you're on like a straight leg for 6 months, which was really, really hard to accept as like a 19-year-old. But
yeah.
other than that, running was pretty good so far.
It's crazy to me how many people who start later in life running had skateboarding in their past at some point. Like
Yeah,
I
I
had to
think
stop skateboarding when I got sent away to a school that didn't have paved roads. But up until I was 16, that was I thought I was gonna, skating was gonna be my life.
yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I just met a friend that I knew from skateboarding, and then he's like, yeah, like he's a professional also in a whole different avenue. And he was like, yeah, we still like quote unquote pros now in a total different field that
Yeah.
nobody ever saw us in, which is
I
pretty
mean, it's
wild. But
crazy.
also running changed so much that you have like I founded a run club in 2014 also, and it was just because there wasn't any like run club. You either were in a club and then it was
Or
really
you ran with the
clubby.
store. Yeah.
Yeah. So there wasn't anything else there. So I think like also that word that gets thrown around now way too much, like community, but back then it was a real community of 20 people and there wasn't brands involved and it was like a real subcultural thing back then. And I think that also was a big part of going to the races because you met like all the people from Bridge the Gaps, like all the other runners, and that's like lifelong connections now. Like every time you go to a major, you see them again, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
crazy. Like we met 2016 the first time, and now we're still within this culture.
I'm actually sad about that a little bit. So, Faster Bastards, the group that I started back in 2012, they It basically is a bunch of tatted up dudes who didn't fit in with the stores and didn't fit in with anywhere else, but we're like, hey, we want to run and maybe try to run a little faster, maybe be competitive. And it was kind of like, I was just talking to one of them that was OG before this past week, and I said, I still didn't care if it was only the two of us showing up, and now I feel like they're so big and it's great to see all these people getting into running, but there is a nostalgic feel for those original clubs that were like just like-minded people that didn't have a spot, that we were misfits.
But that's why I didn't I didn't stop. I just stopped going there because I also live outside of Nuremberg, so it was always like a lot of time. But at some point, I just felt like an animator. Like everybody demanded stuff on you, and nobody really gave anything back. And then at some point, I was like, I don't know any of you people here anymore because a lot of people moved away and stuff. And I was like, I come here every Thursday and provide, and I don't really know why I'm still doing this.
Yeah, I can get that. I have to say, I totally resonate with that. There's two things also, like they've gotten so fast that I can't keep up with them anymore. But yeah, it's crazy. But I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like you give a lot to it, and you provide the space. I think
first we were like 5 people that started it. Yeah. It was like us 5, and then friends come in, but then at a certain size, it just gets, or for me, it gets uninteresting. It's the same with like all the shakeout runs that happens before the marathon. It's just like a lot of people. But back then it was just like the right people, so to say. It was just like you knew you would go. Yeah. And it's not like it's cool that you have like a much easier like gateway into that, because also back then you didn't have the internet so much, so you needed to know somebody that linked you up with somebody in the other town to know what's going on. Like it was like, not to be like to glorifying the old days, but like back then you didn't have to RSVP for a fucking shakeout run.
Yeah.
You just knew
you're talking to someone who organizes those big shakeout runs at the races. Yeah. But so I kind of have a different feel about that one. But I get what you're saying, because it typically, look, here's why I would juxtaposition the two. So where it used to be like you were actually meeting people that you interacted with on almost a daily basis, whether it was through Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Now it's more like, okay, it's a celebration party for running, and you may get to talk to 10 or 15 of the 500 people that show up.
Yeah.
But it's a different vibe. Here's what I do love about it, though. It's a safe place for people to come. Like, you're a very secure person.
I think both have their place. I think both have their space. But also, it's just like sometimes I'm like missing the depth, but that's just like,
I totally get it, and that's how I feel when I see like what I've tried to do is, I used to try to be like with our group. I was like, hey, let's include everybody.
Yeah.
And now that I've seen all these run groups come out, I'm like, no, let's not. Let's try to appeal to these people.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're going to say the paces aren't for everybody. If you're running between this pace and this pace, you'll enjoy being here. If you're not, where it's not a no, that you will get dropped and not enjoy your time here. So we're sort of being, whereas before it was like everybody's welcome. Now we're like, everybody's still welcome if you meet like these criteria.
But I think that's like the beauty of running. Like everybody, like if you want to be like the old school trail guy that only runs his 5 local races a year, you can still be all that. Like you don't have to participate in any of the like marathon shenanigans. The last time we met in Chamonix, like you don't have to, like you still be the mountain guy there. Like you just went 200 meters either way from the city center and you still had your peace and quiet. So like people that that are against any of that, just don't go there or just don't follow people that go there. Like it's like, and for people that want to go there, enjoy. Like there's everybody can run their way.
Well, that's sort of like you talk about majors, and you know, if you go to a major, you have to expect it's a gigantic experience.
Yeah,
Like there's going to be how many people running the New York City Marathon?
probably over 50 again.
70,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you got to expect it's not the same experience as your local marathon where you can roll up, you know, get into the corral. There's no wave start, you know, and
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Like honestly, New York is a real pain in the ass to run.
I'm really not looking forward. Like I look forward to the ferry and stuff, but the waiting in between.
So
Damn, I
you're
hope it's.
ferrying over?
Yeah, I think 2 years ago we took the bus with New Balance, and we were there so early because we had to be over the bridge before 6, I think. So
Yeah.
we had 3 hours and 15 minutes before anything
Hey.
happened. And with the ferry, you like see other people, you know, you're on the ferry and you arrive like at 7:15, 7:38, so you only have like an hour or something
Okay.
afterwards.
But you're still like when you went with New Balance, you still
Yeah.
were in the VIP tent, right?
No, because we were in the fast corral, so we had to be outside for 3.5 hours watching Instagram stories from the other people that were in the tent with their fucking blanket and a tea, and they were like, "Oh, it's
Coffee,
so cozy right now," and we were
private
sitting
toilets.
outside, cuddling together, being like, "Oh, nice! It's only 1.5 hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
want a
Well,
donut?
see,
No,
have you ever run it when you weren't with New Balance though? Have you ever run the
no,
New York City Marathon? Okay, I ran it one time before I was, you know, before Believe in the Run was Believe in the Run,
yeah,
and I had to sit out in that field. I had to get there at 4 a.m. for like an 11 a.m. start.
that's
So
that's
I was
reckless."
laying in a field, like there's nothing. I was laying in a field, like all the people that normally have to do this are like, oh, poor Thomas. But you know, laying in a field with like 3 layers of clothes on, trying to sleep on the grass. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, times have gotten better.
yeah, definitely. No, but with the ferry and stuff, it was like, yeah, it just ease because you also like you meet a lot of people along the way. You just see the sunrise over Manhattan, which is
It's
crazy.
pretty. Yeah.
And
So
then you find your corral, and then like it's almost go time. But with the bus, which is a real luxury, but if you're on the faster side and have to stay outside, then like, yeah, bring layers.
yeah, I'm saying that it's funny because like, well, I guess so. The Megs, you know, Megan, our Meg from
Yeah,
Believe It or Not, she's usually runs New York for fun. So they run about 3 hours and 20 minutes is what they normally
yeah,
just end up at for fun. So I guess yeah, you'd be almost 45 minutes in front of that. It's a different experience, but yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. Uh, so when you go to New York
yeah,
and you're walking around Times Square and there's
yeah,
a 50-foot Mikey Kratzer up on the
yeah.
screen.
It's
What?
unreal.
Yeah, how's that feel? Can you walk me through that?
It was, yeah, it was crazy. Like it was in Berlin, there were also posters and stuff, but in Berlin, it's like home turf almost. It like it was a big deal, but it also was a bit more like,
Expected?
yeah, and it was like not to be ashamed of it, but it was like, oh, it's like so much, and it's like a whole fucking subway station was full of that picture, and I was like, oh my God, like this is intimidating, and I'm getting all red. And then in New York, it was just like, oh my Lord, like they even had those mobile
International.
theaters that
Yeah.
would just project it onto random walls. And we
Yeah.
went to a restaurant, like just some friends. And then we went out and everybody made fun of me. Ha ha
I was
ha.
going to
When we
ask you if
gonna
you're
see you
friends.
next? Yeah, of course. And they made like they tried to make it as hard as possible for me by
I can
always
imagine.
pointing out that I'm that guy. But yeah, we went out of the restaurant and I was like, "Ah, nice. We're not somewhere like within the city. There probably is not gonna be anything anywhere." And then right in front of that restaurant, they put it on a big brick wall, and I was like, "Oh my God." But that
Maybe
was
they
the
were
funniest
following you.
encounter. That was the
Yeah.
funniest encounter because I was like, all right, like they went all in New York.
Will we be seeing more of that in New York this year?
Probably.
All right. So you put on new shoes and did some more
No,
modeling?
no, I think, yeah, we did shoot some more stuff, so I think they might use some of the other stuff we did.
Have you gotten comfortable modeling?
Oh, kinda. Like usually it implements running, so running is
Yeah.
easy. So
Yeah,
I
you don't
don't
have to
know
worry
if I
about what
could
you're
do
doing with your
anything
hands.
else. Yeah, it's just like the the interview stuff or when they like script stuff or you have to say something for like sponsors, that's always like, oh my God, like I want to disappear.
Yeah. That's why I drink milk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like look
Yeah.
at this. I really love eating this, but I would never portray it this way, but here we are.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So we talked a little bit about clubs. Do you run with a club now? Or do you do most of your
Not
stuff
really.
solo?
Like I'm just like I have, for example, what I'm wearing here, the Furies, just
Hmm.
like groups that I connected with over the years, but I don't run with a local club because I'm like, yeah, 25, 30 minutes outside of Nuremberg. So for them, it doesn't make sense to come and run with me and vice
Yeah.
versa. By the time I'm in the city, I usually have my workout done. So, um, and also with all the like kids and family life here, I don't really want to schedule stuff. Like
Yeah.
I get to run when I get to run. Like
Like fit
there's
it
like
in.
yeah, there's no like yeah, every Thursday at 7 I'm gonna do something because every Thursday it's different usually. So yeah, out of convenience. But I love to meet with all the people at the races, and when people show up here or I go to the city, I really enjoy running with other people. And today on that
You'll just hook
tempo
up.
run, I would have loved to have company because it was fucking hard. But yeah, and then it's also hard to find people that have like the same goals as you, especially like Nuremberg isn't like really
Yeah.
small, but also not really big. So trying to connect with a friend on Sunday to do our long run together. And that's gonna be the first time since probably 2 years that we
You've
did
had
that.
some of
But
your own.
yeah,
Well, I mean, you're running at a pace that is towards like casual runners aren't running 238s
no,
that often. So, it is harder. It's a kind of the same thing. Like I have it on the opposite spectrum. I'm just slow enough that nobody wants to run my pace, but just fast enough that I'm too fast for the next group. So, like in my space, I'm in this like no man's land, and I feel like you would be somewhat in the no man's land. Like there's probably a lot of people that are trying to break three or break,
yeah,
but not people that are dropping down into the mid twos.
yeah. And then we have like my the guy who coached me last year for Berlin, like I can't run with him because he runs 212. So
There
all
you
his
go.
workouts are just crazy to me. Like I could last one rep and then
Well,
sit in the car
212
and
is
cry.
that's competitive. Like that's elite at that point, right?
Yeah, yeah, he's an elite.
Who is who is that?
Konstantin Wedel. He
Okay.
did run for on the last years, but I think he's like transitioning to trail now because also as a pro, he's like in no man's land. Like he's not
Yeah.
really competitive at the big races, but also like yeah, it's a weird like if you're that gifted to be like those 5 or 6 minutes off of like real
Yeah.
competition and still be so
Y-
fast must be really horrible.
Yeah, it is. I feel like they're the angriest.
Yeah,
It-
100%. Like for me, like when people say I'm fast, I'm like, it's not like considering the whole spectrum, it's like not really fast, fast. It's
but I
like
think
for an
it's a
average Joe, it's
great
fast.
it's a great place to be. I think in how you love the sport.
Yeah,
But I do
definitely.
see like, and I see you everywhere. Like, well, for example, we're in Chamonix. I turn around, and I know it's easier for you to get around Europe than
Yeah.
other places. But I've seen you in New York. I've seen you, and you have kids, 7 dogs, a wife. Like, it is. How easy is it for you to get away to all these places and go experience some of these major events?
Yeah, usually when my wife gives me permission to go, she gets another animal.
8 dogs are on the way.
No, no, it was really like that. Like I think when we were in New York 2 years ago, she got the rabbits, and then last year she got a horse.
Oh
But
wow.
that's her thing.
Yeah.
But
Like
no, she understands that like I just need running. And through that I have the capacity that if I'm not like traveling or doing stuff, I can schedule my days here to be with the kids. Like I don't think a lot of dads get to spend that much time with their kids other than when I'm away for the weekends. But then in a year worth, it's like it's fine.
yeah. So like nutrition wise, it running the paces you run, what's like your normal like a normal diet for you?
Well, like I'm a vegan, so
All right.
it's already not a normal diet, probably.
The animals on your farm are safe?
Yeah, they are usually rescued. Like the
Yeah.
chickens are chickens that they sorted out, and that's like the only thing we do when they're with us. We occasionally eat their eggs because they don't stop to lay them. And like we give most of them away, but sometimes when the kids want, we eat their like our chicken's eggs. But yeah, nutrition is hard. Like I did trail running the whole year up until Berlin, where you have to pay a lot of attention to what you consume. And when I went to travel to Berlin, I was like, all right, I need 6 gels. That's it. It was so funny. I was like, oh man, this marathon thing is pretty awesome. You need shirt, shorts, shoes, 6 gels, and you're good to
You're
go. When
good
you
to
go
go?
to a trail run, you're like, do I need the big pack, the small pack? What's the mandatory gear? Oh my God, like I need to have a warm weather kit. I need to have a cold weather kit. Like, is 250 gels and 3 drink mixes enough? And you're just like constantly thinking.
Doing
And
math?
yeah, that's why, like, I think I enjoy marathon training right now. Also, the workouts are like pretty straightforward. Like, you do like
Yeah.
threshold session, tempo session, long run, and easy runs in between. So it's, yeah, really something I enjoy right now. And I definitely will sound different after Valencia because then it's probably like, oh my God, I need to get back on the
Back to
trails.
the trails. Yeah. That's crazy. So that is a thing that's a little different about European trail racing than the US.
Yeah,
US, a lot of times it's just like, okay, show up to the start. We
yeah,
recommend you have some of this stuff, but we're not going to tell you have to have it.
yeah,
I mean, at least some of the ones that I've done. Like for example, there's a 50K. They're not going to necessarily. And going over to Europe, I was like, did the ETC with UTMB, and
yeah,
it's 15K, and they were like, you got to have a pack with a blanket with a whole
really.
requirement of stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody checked, but I was like, wow, this is really intense. And even the disclaimers, and you guys are really strict on environmental stuff, and there was just
Yeah,
so
but I
many
can
different.
also tell you when I did the Zugspitze Ultra 10 years ago, 3 people died because
Oh
they
wow,
didn't have the mandatory gear there. And the weather changed in the mountains. And also this year at UTMB, a lot of people that packed the most lightweight stuff, they struggled through the night when the weather changed. And the ones that came up on top and they all had their layering, they carried extra stuff. And I
yeah,
think yeah, I love the American view of it that you have to be like self-sufficient,
Yeah.
but also, yeah, shit hit the fan in Europe way often in the early days of trail running that they probably
Yeah.
learned that you shouldn't leave it to the runner because at the end it's a race and the race director will be accountable
Beyond
if
that thing. Yeah.
stuff that could have been avoided,
Yeah.
yeah, happens.
Chamonix had, what do we have? We started off with pretty torrential rain.
Yeah,
Then it snowed a little bit, and then it was 70 degrees, right? I mean, you pretty
yeah,
much had it all.
it was the worst. Like a friend from the Netherlands did it, and he was we had a burger after he finished, and he was like, Mike, it was so cold, and he said it so often, and I was like, yeah, but what did you wear? And he was like, everything. He was like, everything he did bring to Chamonix, he put in his pack and he wore it, and he was still cold through the
Oh,
night,
wow.
and then he couldn't warm up. Even though I was there in a t-shirt, and I was like, how can you still be freezing? And he was like, that night, Mike, definitely,
Did you get the Poco burger?
yeah, of course.
Dude, that thing is so good.
I think we went there 3 times. Like, and I'm totally like ignorant, and I'm just like I'm in Chamonix. Like, I know this one is good, and
Yeah.
where I live, we don't have that many like vegan burger options because it's like outside of the city. So whenever there's like vegan burgers, I'm definitely
That's
gonna
it.
pull the trigger. Yeah,
Yeah, we went there 3 times too, but I opted for the traditional smash burger. Uh,
yeah.
not as strict as you. So I'm guessing you're not drinking, not like
No, I
you're
think I
pretty
stopped.
clean.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, in bands and DJing like most of my youth, making a living that way, and it was just unsustainable, and everything was always available. And then at some point, it was like, yeah, it just didn't go anywhere. It was like Groundhog Day. Every week was kind of the same, and you always find a reason to get drunk or drink or do something. And then, yeah, at some point, it was just like, yeah, I don't think this is it. And then I remembered being sporty when I was younger and was like, hey, like, that was pretty fun. And then, yeah, I just didn't enjoy it. Like it was just like I don't enjoy doing this. And still it was socially so ingrained here that like everything ended with a beer.
Yeah,
Even at work when you had celebrations, you had like Prosecco or something, and I was like, why? Like the whole time, the whole week, you were just drinking.
well, yeah. I literally we went to Italy. They had prosecco at breakfast, and
Yeah,
like we
yeah,
had it
it's
throughout the day.
yeah,
But the crazy thing though to me is like running's pretty social. So
yeah,
maybe that's where you're getting some of your social needs met. But
yeah,
vegan and no alcohol,
yeah.
I know that's got to be like an adjustment to figuring out who your crowd is or how to
It
manage that.
was
Or am I?
definitely like 12 years ago. It was definitely a lot different than now. Like it was even when you talk to like a friend of mine, Thomas, like he's been vegan for like 25 years. He's also like straight edge and he's also a runner since I don't know, he's in his 50s now, so probably like 30 years.
Hmm.
And when he started like being vegan and doing all that stuff and going to races, he was like, that was hard. Now it's like sometimes it's a bit inconvenient because you have to like yeah, just order stuff different or like go to another restaurant, but overall like even like power bars and stuff like that and gels are vegan now, so I don't think it's
Yeah.
really that hard. And at some point, yeah, the people you meet with, they know. And also nobody cares anymore. Like when I started not drinking, everybody was like, "What? Why?" And now it's like just like, "Yeah, he doesn't drink. It's fine." Like I think like a lot changed over the last 10 years. now it's just sometimes where it's like, yeah, you really don't drink even one sip, and it's like, no, like what good would that do?
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna drink, you gotta drink.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
uh, what you call though? So, like, typically in, I would say, in an environment, you can go to a restaurant with your friends because even if they're not vegan, there's
Yeah.
vegan options now at many of the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
restaurants.
yeah.
And even if you go out socially, you don't feel the
Yeah.
desire. Like if
Like
they're drinking, you can hang
other
out.
than in Paris, almost everywhere you have non-alcoholic beer, but in Paris, it's really hard to find, and they let you know that they really don't like you not drinking. You get the look when you're like, "Do you have a non-alcoholic beer?" And then they're like, huh, "Who are you?
Yeah,
We have
as they light
water."
their cigarette.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So no, other than that, but it's like fun to have like a non-alcoholic beer because I like the social aspect of like going out and meeting up with friends, but it always ended in like being drunk and I was like, this is just stupid because you never stop and be like, all
Yeah,
right, it was fun, Thomas. It's 11 o'clock. Let's go home. It's like, all right, Thomas, it
Uh,
was so fun. Let's make
let's
it
keep
more
going.
fun by going somewhere else. And then you
Yeah,
meet somebody else, and it's like, oh, I heard there's something going on here. And after some point, you're just like chasing something that you don't even know what you're chasing. Just
well,
like off to
yeah,
the next beer, the next beer, the next beer. And you're like, yeah, probably I had enough. But
yeah. Well, it's funny that you say that because the other night it was actually midday, and one of our friends owns a brewery, and a bunch of friends were going over there from our run club. So I went over there, but I told Meg I would be home by 5:30 to do the
yeah,
grilling because my boys were there, and I was going to grill up some steaks. And I really had to be conscious. I was watching the time. I had my couple beers, and I let people like, "Come on, Steve's coming in like 15 minutes." And I knew if I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
stayed the 15 minutes, that would be
Game over.
another beer. And I was like, I gotta go. And literally, I know that was like, I got that question of like, where do you got to go that's better than this,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So I know what you're talking about, but with a little
No, I
as you
think
get
it's
older, I think
fun.
there's more discipline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if I like, it's not that I like I'm always around people that drink and stuff, and it like
yeah.
some people ask if it bothers me or if I'm tempted to drink or smoke then again, and I'm like, for me it's like, chill, I can sit in the smoke outest bar ever with a bunch of drunks and still have a good time. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like everybody
And
should.
then you can drop a 238.
Yeah, and then I go out on my morning run and everybody else will be in bed
Yeah.
questioning life choices.
All right. So as we're getting towards the end of this, obviously you're running New York and Valencia. What else
Yes.
do you have on the schedule for this year or early next year? Anything cool?
Yeah, I want to do the 100 miles in Snowdonia since last year I had a little accident before the start. I tore a muscle running over the street because the car
Oh,
came
geez.
from the wrong side. So I had to postpone that race. So yeah, I tried to run my fastest marathon in Valencia and then probably gonna run trails till I don't want to run trails.
Any in the U.S.?
I hope so. Like I would love to do like a classic race like Wasatch or Leadville or I don't know. Like I got lottery tickets now for Western States, but I think it would be a miracle running there. But yeah, I definitely want to do like a classic US race next year. And yeah, and then Mont Blanc Marathon, the 90K. I saw so many people this year when we were there that were so trashed by the course that are really, really, really good runners. And I did not expect them to look that worn out at the end. And the only thing they said was like, "Yo, this course is way harder than I thought." So yeah, that got me
So you
really
want to do it
interested.
now?
Yeah.
You're like, let me see if I can do better than you. That's funny. All right. So if people want to follow along on your adventures, what's the best way to do it?
Yeah, Instagram.
All right. We'll throw
Instagram.
it.
Yeah, that's the
Throw it in
easiest.
the. We'll throw it in the notes, but it's just Mikey Kratzer, right?
Yes, Mikey_Kratzer, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I know, right? It's hard to remember sometimes. But
Yeah,
all right.
also because sometimes the name is like still the old name. Like sometimes it's weird and you're like, yeah, of course I got it. And then like somebody total random pops up and you're like, that's not me.
yeah. All right. And then also, are you still working with New Balance this year for
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for New
Yeah, we're
York
gonna
and
have a screening of the film we did for the TSP Solo in New York on the 30th.
okay.
Yeah, but we'll probably start posting soon about that. Really
I
looking
saw
forward to
something on
that.
your feed about a little bit
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. And all right, so will that be with New Balance Europe? See, there's the strange thing about New Balance. You have like two sites. Like we're doing stuff with New Balance in New York, and you're doing
Yeah,
stuff. And I didn't
it's
know that you were doing the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
TSB solo.
Let's say it's on my demand. Like it's through the European people, and I just know a lot of people in New York that were like keen on doing a screening, so I kind of pushed them to support me. So that's why we do it on the 30th before the regular programming starts for the weekend.
All
So
right.
yeah, if you're
I think we get up there a little early, so I don't know. Like
yeah,
keep me informed and maybe I'll
we
be
will
able to make it. I
definitely
don't know.
yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
Well,
it's
Mikey, thank you.
complicated.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for coming on. Honestly, I haven't ever seen you where I don't get a smile on my face. You just bring some energy that I don't know what it is, but like there's a real pleasant vibe whenever you're around. So I just wanted to have an hour to talk to you and chat and kind of expose our audience to the Mikey Kratzer experience.
Thank you so much, and vice versa. Looking forward to seeing you in New York then.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Later.
Give a good stretch, got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you